The Honorable Kgabo.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you very much. Chair, my name is still Kgaolatli. The surname is Kgabo. I'm a member of this portfolio committee. If you'd allow me, Chairperson, I would plead with you that I switch off my camera. I think I've done justice to the meeting by showing my face. That was just the information that I'm not at the tavern, Chairperson, because the issue of tavern today is finding expression a lot.
No, you're not in bed.
No, I'm not in bed. I'm not in bed. I'm just in the house, Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable. Proceed.
Go straight. Thanks, Chair. Chairperson, thank you very much for allowing me this opportunity, Chairperson. I think, Chair, we must start by appreciating the report just presented before us, reflecting the state of athletics South Africa. But as we welcome the report, Chair, there are a few questions that we'd like to pose in relation to the presentation on the state of athletics and their contribution to the program 350, but of importance, the role that they play in terms of the grassroots development of the athletes, Chairperson. That would be posed at a later stage. Chair, I think it's important that we must, as a committee, as you have indicated, we must note the victory of the Proteas. It has been a long run. We appreciate the victory. And it's also important that we appreciate the victory of the under-20s that we have scored over the weekend on and around our Magista squad. Chair, the other issue that I wanted to raise before I get into my questions, Chair, and I believe that in the last meeting you have indicated that we would have a strategic meeting with the department, where would also, I believe, as part of our engagements with the department, would clarify this thing of the employment equity and the plans that are there as the department and those that have been approved. So that as and when we interact with the portfolio, as a portfolio committee, as in when we interact with entities and federations, we are able to take into consideration the employment equity plan of the department and the targets that have been set for the department, and probably assessing as to whether those targets have been met or not. But of importance, coming up with viable solutions on how we can resolve this matter, Chair. Because from where I'm sitting, I have got a strong belief that there are certain intentions that are very devious, that are also political, that seems to have an intentions of changing the constitution through the back door. I'm saying this because of in every committee meeting, there is an impression that is finding expression in the committee meeting on and around the inclusion and incorporation of the Coloureds and Indians in entities in a form of employment, Chairperson. And that narrative that has been finding expression in the portfolio committee, it's a narrative that also is genuine, but at the same time, it's been abused in a way that it creates an impression that government generally excludes Coloureds and Indians and deliberately does not have any intentions of bringing them on board and create opportunities for them. But we know as politicians that this matter to a large extent is not there. All processes are transparent. The equity employment plan is very clear, and the Employment Equity Act, as adopted by the constitutional parliament, by parliament of this country, it's still finding expression. So I would propose that we must look into this matter so that the issue of inclusion of Coloureds, white people, and Indians is not being abused for political purpose, but rather is correctly argued in line with the targets of the departments, so that we base our argument on those targets as to whether they have been met or not, Chairperson. With that being said, Chair, I would propose that this matter be ventilated in our strategic meeting with the department as a way of also dealing with this matter, but also providing solutions on how the information can be brought to those people or those sections of the society that we genuinely believe that are not incorporated in the outlook of the federation or entities that you are leading, Chairperson. Am I audible, Chair?
Yes, you are.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Chair, I think I was yearning to get the response of the minister on and around the issue of the testing. I think there's that agency that deals with the doping testing, if not mistaken, that you had raised earlier on, Chairperson. And I thought that the minister in his response, but I heard that his network was extremely bad. I would plead with the minister to get clarity in terms of processes that he has followed that led to that disbandment. It has been indicated in our previous meeting by the minister. I'm raising this matter because of its importance in relation to the matter that we are discussing. If we're to contribute meaningfully to the 350 program, as stipulated by the minister, it means that our contribution of those athletes must be subjected to the necessary process of testing. And if we're to achieve that, we must, of course, make sure that we've got the necessary support that we provide to our athletes in making sure that they are being subjected to the necessary testing. And with that being said, Chairperson, my questions will go straight to the program of 350, especially aligning it with the schools program as a way of dealing with this issue of grassroots development. Chairperson, I'm a bit worried. I'm not sure if it's me or not, but from the CEFO side, I did not hear them speaking anything in relation to the budget set aside to the athletes development. And as a young person, I'm from the Northwest Province, Chairperson, for that information. I'm from Dr. Ruth Mompadi, a small dorp called Christiana. Chairperson, I'm raising this thing because of, as a young person, we are interacting with these athletes. We are invited to these runs and walks, and we are able to see how athletes are suffering, and to a large extent, how government, where we know it has that capacity, is not coming on board in terms of programs that seeks to assist this emerging or these athletes that have been developed from the grassroots level, Chairperson. And I would like to get clarity from the Athletics South Africa, especially the CFO, to give clarity in terms of the budget allocation for the athletes development from the grassroots level. But on the same breath, Chairperson, I would like to understand from this program of 350, what is the actual target of Athletics South Africa in terms of its contribution? You know, you must have a target that you are working towards, and that target must be able to be measurable, or you must be able to apply the SMART principle on the target that you have set for yourselves. How do they break down that target? That is my area of interest, Chairperson. I would also want to understand from Athletics South Africa, Chairperson, now that I've indicated that we get these invitations, we do sometimes run, even though we are not yet ready for the Comrades Marathon, Chairperson. But in our interaction, as in when we embark on these 5 kilometers and 10 kilometers runs, you realize that South Africa has a serious potential. And this potential is an untapped potential, especially in the small dorpies and rural areas. I would like to understand from the Athletics South Africa, do they provide any support? In fact, now that the local clubs are dealing with the grassroots development of athletes, how do they support, or do they support the local clubs? And I'd like to link it with the first question of the budget allocation for the for the athletes development set aside by Athletics South Africa. I'll get the question, I will get the response, then continue with my questions.
Thank you, Honorable Kgabo. Unfortunately, we're far over our time. I was actually about to ask you as to whether it is fine that they can respond in writing. We were scheduled up until 12:30, and we still have 2 speakers, including myself, for closing. If that is in order for you, you can proceed with the other questions. But if you really feel adamant that they must respond to some of your questions, I will allow them to do so. On the issue of the minister and SAIDs, the minister has explained and also assured us that we will receive the necessary documentation during today. I have also communicated to the minister the appetite of the committee to engage with the minister on the challenges that WADO may have, as well as the entity itself pertaining to oversight. So the matter has been dealt with by the minister. Maybe you have just missed it. And we will receive the said communication during the day.
No, thank you very much, Chairperson. I appreciate your proposal in relation to my submissions of questions, Chairperson, and it is noted. And I'll gladly submit my questions and comply with your request. But probably as a parting shot, Chairperson, from Athletics South Africa, because I believe that we're not going to meet Athletics South Africa in the next 6 months anytime soon. And
Great.
there is an issue that I believe is of national and international interest that is aligned to that that testing process. I mean, the issue of Caster Semenya that is out there in the public. I think having lost the court case, if my facts are right, I would want to get clarity. That is just the issue. Other issues in relations to the operations and programs that they have for development, Chair, I'll submit them in writing. But this one, I believe that it's not only of my interest, it's of generally the entire Africa, Chair. The issue of Caster Semenya, the court case in relation to this testing, because it has its own implications on our plans of the 350 program if we do not also attend to it and get clarity from a legal point of view. Thanks, Chairperson.
Thank you so much, and thank you for your indulgence, Honorable Kgabo. Honorable Daniels.
Thank you,
unmute.
Chairperson. Thank you. I'm just trying to, there we go. Thank you for my 3-minute slot that I have now to have my second bite, and I will not use anything more than 3 minutes. To Athletics South Africa, I see how dodgy they are with their questions, and I want to say to you, that booze money was your own chwala you bought for your own parties. You can come with what response and things. I've seen how dishonest you are in many of your answers to my colleagues. So I'm not going to buy into whatever response you're going to give us here. I can see dishonest people. I can smell dishonest people. That booze was for yourself. So I put it to you, it was for private usage. On the High Performance Center, the chairperson said there's one in Tshwane, Pretoria. I would want to know, you see, a high performance center, it's critical for the development of all our athletes across all spectrums of the sport. So in the context of athletics, what is ASA going to do in terms of high performance center only being in Pretoria? I can just figure the cost involved over the years. We're not thinking short term. It's not just for now, this week and next year. Over the long term, we need more high performance centers across the country so that we can develop those athletes. So they need to come and tell us what the plans are, Chairperson, in terms of high performance centers. And then I want to end off with, it bothers me deeply. We've got Athletics South Africa. It's not Athletics Galvindale. It's not Athletics Kailicha. It's not Athletics Mitchell's Plain. It's Athletics South Africa. And we don't see South Africans represented on that board. It is Black Africans in particular only. That is wrong. So my question there is, can the minister do something about it? I don't know. Therefore, I'm asking, can we do something about it? But we cannot have a board representing South Africa with one ethnic group representing the board only. That cannot be right. Then you are not representing South Africa. So I want to know, what can we do about that? You see, the issue that we have, I'm a colored person, and I'm expected of me to roll over and play dead when I see that we are not being considered or represented. I shall never roll over and play dead when it comes to standing up for the marginalization of our colored people. I shall never do that. If you want me to be quiet about it, include us in opportunities and representation, then I'll be quiet. But for as long as there's an absence of us being represented, you know, when I look at a white person as a colored, there's everything of that white person that's in me. If I look at a black person, a Chinese person, an Indian person, I am human. I look at the white person, I am human. If I look at the black person, I am human because everything of you is in me. I am a human. I am human, I am you, I am you, I am you. So why are you still having that evil spirit in you when it comes to having to acknowledge and recognize us when the table is being laid and the opportunities are there? That time is gone. I shall never roll over for anybody who have a problem. And I always find the disturbing, uncomfortable fact, which is, it's only those ones who are benefiting from these opportunities who's got the most to say when people like myself and others cry foul for not being represented as colored people, white people, Indian people. It cannot be right. I shall never, ever stop fighting for our colored people have not been liberated yet. Like it or not, when we were...
Chairperson, can I rise on a point of order here?
Yeah, there we go. Because you are one of the beneficiaries. and
Honorable members.
I'm done, Chairperson. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Chairperson, I cannot sit back and be accused of benefiting. You know, it is unfair of you that people will come before the committee and present their ill understanding of the equity.
Yeah, but
plan of the government.
Honorable Kgabo,
We are not going to sit back.
Honorable Kgabo, it does not prevent any member, if there's issues that they want to raise them.
But we cannot be accused of beneficiaries when we are calling
10 board members, all 10 board members.
When Honorable Kgabo points one of the
Black African in particular.
It can't be right, Chairperson.
10 out of 10.
Honorable members.
10.
It can't be right.
10 out of 10.
Chairperson, I'm calling a point of order.
I cannot allow members to debate.
Chairperson, I'm rising on a point of order.
Just a second, Honorable Kgabo. I cannot allow members to debate with one another on what is presented. Members are utilizing the opportunity to debate what is represented. Once I'm going to allow members to debate on what is presented against one another, then there will be chaos in this house. We will not stop. We will not end. Now, Honorable Daniels has debate of what was presented. In reaction to that, Honorable Kgabo has reacted to that.
I was not reacting, no, Chairperson, I was not reacting to a statement. It's just that you decided to be a prophet in the process. You could have listened to my order.
Just give me an opportunity.
I was not rising. But don't misinterpret me. I was not reacting to a statement. I was calling an order.
No, I never said mine. When Honorable Kgabo had an opportunity, he responded to the presentation and also react to what the Honorable Daniels has said. So I have given Honorable Daniels an opportunity again. So I can't go to and fro. But let me deal with your point of order, Honorable Kgabo. But I want to remind members, there's a presentation in front of us. Any member can interpret, have a rebuttal on what is in front of us. Honorable Kgabo?
Chairperson, I am rising on a point of order. Honorable Mellon, when he started himself, he said that he's not going to take anything more than 3 minutes. And he was above 3 minutes. That was the purpose of my point of order. However, Chair, I'm going to plead with yourself to stop behaving like a prophet, as in when we call a point of order, deciding on our behalf as to what is it that we are going to raise. But second to that, Chairperson, it cannot be right when I call a point of order in line with the meeting procedures. The Honorable Mellon would want to come up and say that I'm one of the beneficiaries. It's a statement that is wrong and it's a behavior that is wrong. It cannot be right, Chairperson, that you will allow such a behavior from an honorable member. If you would want to argue the issue of beneficiation, you can bring up that debate. I'm more than ready to have that debate. But it cannot be that when I'm exercising my right as a member of this portfolio, rising on a point of order, you'd allow Honorable Mellon to call me a beneficiary of the black in majority. It is not my problem that I was born black. It is not my problem that he was born a colored. It is not my problem that Africans are the dominant race in this country. It is not my problem. And if he wants to change the demographics of this country and the constitution of this country, he must contest the elections, he must win the elections, he must be in charge of parliament, he must change the constitution. It cannot be right that he will want to change the constitution through the back door and expect us to sit back. We will not allow that behavior, Chairperson. And if we are going to expect us to sit back, let's all behave in this manner there.
Let him speak, Honorable Mtetwa. I thought he's rising on a point of order for time. I think for most of the time, Honorable Kgabo was not in the meeting. He raised his hand very late. So I have given everyone a fair opportunity, and for a member to raise on a point of order towards time, I've given a number of members extra time. But let us proceed with this meeting, and we will, as the quest of Honorable Kgabo, that we deal with this in whatever way during our planning. Honorable members, we are far over our time. I'm going to give an opportunity to the Minister to have his closing remarks, and then I will do the same.
Through you,
Honorable
Chair,
Minister.
through you, Chair, quickly, what I want us to tighten around the request that we've made, that AXA should give us a time frame. When are they going to be? Because this information, it must be information that is immediately available. They mustn't go and cook the books and come back with after 2 months.
Honorable Mteta, which information now?
The information that we've requested to substantiate what they are saying. They are saying that they used the credit card for something else. The Foshini, they were meeting Foshini people to, we need that information. The case number, I think Moletsane spoke about the issue of the phone. Before you claim in an insurance, you open a case on the phone. We want the case number of that cell phone. Where was it opened? What was the reason for the case to be lost?
No.
That
We will come up with recommendations after this meeting. Honorable Mtetwa,
Okay.
there's a lot of things that happen in this meeting. If you take even the awards that ASA denied it's not been sponsored, the awards has been sponsored. And I think in future, the way honorable members read, the way honorable members interrogate, the way honorable members affay themselves on issues that is in front of us, and also the fact that honorable members, all of them, has decided that we will follow the money. We will do such. We are aware that these awards has been sponsored. Names that has come up is SPA, Stillwater, Puma, and all of that. So I am telling you, there are people appearing before us and they are lying under oath. We have to fix this country. Under this GNU, we have to fix this country. Doesn't matter. Members ask questions, and sometimes, somehow, somewhere, there are people having a problem on the way members ask questions. I used to say, worry about what Honorable Kgabo is asking, not the way and how he's asking that. So we are getting to get this right, blow by blow, bit by bit, and we have started with the minister with Boxing South Africa. And it is this clarion call now, while the minister is going to speak, that we are actually to make to the minister to say, listen, assist us and the department. There's so many departments that DSEC have to look after. I mean, here's a simple rule: number your pages. Does not happen. And now we had to address it via Dr. Kumalo. We are going to get this country right. This country has potential, huge potential, sound potential. And we cannot have individuals that with the questions that has been asked, there is reason behind it to see how the links go, where the money go, and how the money has been spent in this particular entity that seems to be, I'm not saying it is the case, that seems to be used as the milking cow in the past. We are going to get it right, and members should not be shy to do what is best for this country. And it's all these other small things that we have to solve in whatever way in the planning meeting, so that we can go forward and take this entities forward, this department forward, together with the minister. That's all we want to see. How many successes that we have during the past months? Too many. In all spheres and sporting codes. There are so many successes, it's untrue. But that successes must be matched with good governance, and it's not what we are seeing here with Athletics South Africa. Minister, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Chair. Am I audible, Chair?
Yes, Minister, please proceed.
All right, thank you very much, Chair. Let me first congratulate you in how you handled this meeting. It was a very heated meeting. And Chair, I want to ask your indulgence to ask one question from Athletics South Africa, and then I'll make my closing remark. I will not be long, Chair. I just want to ask Athletics South Africa, when they flight the Comrades Marathon, are they getting paid broadcasting rights? Do they sell that rights, the broadcasting rights? A simple yes or a no will suffice.
Yes. Yes, we do have. We've got
What-
the Comrade Marathon is part of our broadcasting package, and then it's divided into the 5 marathons there, where Comrade Marathon is part of it. Minister.
How much is that a month? 11 million?
Yeah, it's 11 million for the whole
Right.
package.
How much does Comrades Marathon, do you give the Comrades Marathon of that money?
So, sorry, Minister.
How much do you give Comrades Marathon, the organizers of the Comrades Marathon, part of that money
We
that you get?
We don't give them anything, Minister.
You think that is right?
It's not right, Minister. I agree, but it's the broadcasting rights, including our constitution. There's a lot of things that are intersecting there, but I think we're going to look into that as well, Minister.
You can't have the Comrades winner getting less than R1 million. You get 11 million. Sponsors give up to 50 million. But I don't want to belabor the point here. I just needed to make sure it is true what I've heard. Thank you very much for your answer. Chairperson, in as far as the issue is concerned of the tavern, there's no meeting that can be held in a tavern. The music is so loud in a tavern. How do we listen? How do we hear each other in a tavern? Who has a meeting in a tavern? People are dancing. Then the issue of Norman Goodfellas. You know, we are on this drive to get sponsorship. Athletics South Africa, you couldn't take the athletes to Peru. You know how bad does this look? That we even having this discussion, and I'm not saying the portfolio committee. You have no business. Hockey South Africa, and some of the runners in different sporting codes, some of them pay for themselves. And then they hear the management, the body responsible for looking after them, is buying stuff at the tavern. We will be forensically investigating that. On top of the answers that the portfolio committee has asked, I will have a full forensic audit with immediate effect. Because if I go tomorrow and ask people to give ASA money, which I've done in the past, I've raised millions for you already. I picked up a phone and I raised millions for Athletics South Africa. But now I hear these things of taverns. It can't be right. There's no excuse. And don't lie to the committee. I hope everything that has been said here is the truth. That is, let's leave it at that, because we will investigate that. It is really, really, it's shameful, man. Just the mere fact, Honorable Chairperson, that we're having a discussion, that an association that is carrying the hopes that should have healthy living. Which artists are those? And that artists, we must get a statement from them that says he wants alcohol. Can't you get artists that are healthy? Can't they understand? Chairperson, let's wait for the investigation. Then, lastly, Chairperson, with your indulgence, I must just put this issue to rest, because it's not the first time it's coming up, Honorable Kgabo is right that it's not his fault that he's born African or black. So he mustn't make it his business. If we as colored people are fighting for ourselves. He talks about the Constitution. Nobody's trying to change the Constitution. The Constitution is clear. This Constitution that was written by the leaders of his party is very clear. It says the people shall be treated equally. And it makes provision that certain quotas should be met, certain percentages. There's 10-0, not 1. So if he wants us as colored people to say nothing, he's taking a big chance. We will never say nothing. He further makes it and say we should win elections. That's exactly what we're doing. We are winning elections. Go check the by-elections. Go check how many seats we have. We are winning elections for this specific reason. There's nothing wrong in standing up for your people. And the colored people don't get jobs. They're not represented here. If you want us to say nothing, I can't sit here and say nothing. Thank you very much, Chair. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, honorable members. And I just wrap up and summarize some of the issues. I again want to thank the professional staff for their role that they have played in getting all of this together. I want to thank the Athletics South Africa for attending this meeting. And I want to wish you well for the plans that you have for our athletes. I would like to thank you for the responses pertaining to infrastructure, the request also from committee members, which has now been supported by the Minister for a forensic audit. And I think it will be the best way forward so that we can raise the concerns raised by the honorable members, each and every one, as far as the accountability is concerned, and also the issue around mismanagement of funds is concerned. If this is the way we are going forward with the department, with the ministry, with the executive authority, and us as members, really, because at the end of the day, this is not about us against the department or us against the executive of us against us. It is us as a portfolio committee, as legislature, to do our oversight and towards the entities who receive money. And it's now also revealed, and we don't know how much money has been received during the Comrades Marathon. So this must also forms part of a question to the entity that is in front of us. There are concerns raised pertaining to the assigning of tasks within the Athletics South Africa, and committee members have raised these issues, and we also have asked that deadlines be set to address these issues, and I believe that the professional staff will deal with that. And we have to, in terms of what has happened, call for the necessary actions. And I want to encourage members for taking responsibility, because this is not for us as individuals, it is for the country. I want to express gratitude for an open discussion and open collaboration. Some of the issues that has also been raised was for the Athletics South Africa to prioritize appointments and the payments of athletes. Even now there's a court case, we have to see. And as a matter of fact, I think one of the members has been co-opted as an additional member that was part and parcel of that particular event. So this is the things that makes us as committee members, as South Africans, it really makes us worried, and it is of concern amongst us. So there must be priority when it comes to the appointments of various respective positions. There must be policies, and maybe the Athletics South Africa must also send to us that policies pertaining to payments of the credit cards, and also when it comes to the governance thereof and the management functions. That must be approved by a body. And members perhaps did not even ask of these things that happen, whether there's decisions where the minutes are. We have to do this. And again, it is about the athletes, it's about development, and it's also about a target and also a price that we have to set very high. There was a very serious issue raised when Honorable Daniels spoke about the issue of high performance center. And maybe I should also, it should also ring a bell with SASCO, because I know on other sporting codes there are high performance centers, and maybe if there is synergy, and it's good that these things comes up, there must be synergy between SASCOC and Athletics South Africa to see to what extent perhaps Swimming South Africa can assist where these things or other high performance centers can be used. There are still, under construction as we speak, Franz Hoek and others. So there is a need to have some sort of provincial high performance centers for Athletics South Africa. And we as members cannot be quiet. We cannot keep quiet when there is so much potential in South Africa. If you look what's happening, we don't know what is happening, but South Africa has really, stepped up to the plate when it comes to any kind of any competition. Mr. Hendricks, I think I'm going to give you an opportunity for 1 minute, and then I will finally close.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you to the members of the Portfolio Committee as well as the Minister. I've heard all the things that have taken place, and I've taken cognizance of it. The high performance centers that we can and definitely must be part of the Project 350. There are about 6 already established around the country. Then none exists in Mpumalanga, Limpopo. Northern Cape, we're still working with that university to get one going. So there we can definitely get involved. I think the key to further development, Chair, is the review of the National Sport and Recreation Plan, so the Minister's Project 45, 90 and 120. And we'll be working with all the partners, including yourself, to make sure that that happens. We'll look into the HR policies of Athletics South Africa with regards to the advertisement for the permanent CEO. And we will chat with the department about how we can further assist Athletics South Africa to enhance and improve their governance processes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hendricks. Honorable members, by prioritizing these areas, the organization can support athletes. It can support their success. It can ensure the financial accountability and maintain effective governance and management as far as every single structure is concerned. It is now my pleasure to adjourn this meeting, and I declare this meeting closed.